from Evening Star Astrology. I hope you are all doing well today. Thank you for being here and thank you for coming to another video. Today I have your forecast for the week of January 11th through January 17th. The astrology of this week is quite interesting because about half the planets are really interested in change, of shifting course, and then the other half really want us to stay grounded and develop and grow from where we're currently at. So there's this dichotomy of destroy everything and start fresh versus stay with what's the known, what has worked in the past, and grow within those systems. So go ahead and grab a beverage of your choice, a snack if you'd like, and let's get into the astrology of this week. Up first, on Monday the 13th, we have two aspects that are separate but also interconnected, as you'll see in a moment. And the first is Mercury conjunct Jupiter in the sign of Aquarius. Mercury just moved into Aquarius, as I talked about in last week's video, and they met up with Saturn over the weekend, but now Mercury's meeting up with Jupiter. And when we have the planet of communication, the messenger, the one who wants to share and spread ideas, with a planet like Jupiter who is about growth and abundance and philosophy to some extent, this day brings about big, grand ideas, kind of dramatic, sweeping statements of this philosophy or this worldview applies to everyone. So there's definitely less nuance on this day and more overarching ideas, big creativity. This is a really good day if you have been brainstorming a little bit and really want to take it to the next level and just think creatively, think outside the box. There are no limits with Jupiter. So if you just want to dream big, this is a really great day to do so. However, be aware that there are maybe opportunities coming towards you that are too good to be true. If they seem that way, they probably are. Jupiter loves to overpromise, but doesn't always deliver. So just be aware of that. And then this aspect, these two planets next to each other in Aquarius, are making a square to Uranus in Taurus. And Uranus is our planet of change, of rebellion, of radical action. So on this day, in addition to this big brain energy of Mercury conjunct Jupiter, squaring Uranus, there's this dichotomy, this uncertainty of, should I continue on the path I'm currently on? Should I grow from what I currently have? Or should I completely change directions, switch lanes, and go a whole new route? Uranus loves to just change, start fresh, begin anew, versus Jupiter likes to grow from what already exists. Generally on this day though, you may experience yourself or the world on a more collective scale, exploring new ideas, new worldviews or philosophies, and just a general sense of innovation, of kind of wondering what could be, what would happen if we broke outside the limits of what we currently think is possible. That's the energy of Monday, quite abundant and change-oriented. And then on Tuesday the 12th, we have our new moon for the month, and this new moon is in Capricorn. The moon is obviously in her fall in Capricorn, isn't super happy there. However, if you are interested in starting new habits, in creating new structures in your life, whether that's in your personal, professional, relational, health side of your life, whatever it is, if you want to set new goals, start a new habit, begin anything in the realm of the physical, the material, the financial, this is a really great day to do so. And I should mention that this new moon, like all new moons, may have you feeling a little bit drained. You might feel the need to just rest and retreat and not produce for a few days. The specific date of the new moon is the 12th, but this week, if you want to implement new habits, new routines, new diet or workout plans, a new budgeting system, whatever, very think Capricorn, structure, systems, stability, security, reliability, all of those key terms. Any new habits or goals you want to start in that realm, this is a really great week to plan and start to implement those. And then on Wednesday the 13th, we have Mars square Saturn. Mars is in Taurus and Saturn is in Aquarius, and we saw this aspect 3 times in 2020. However, these two planets were in their previous signs, so Saturn was in Capricorn and Mars was in Aries. And with both planets in their domicile, as we saw in 2020, there was a lot of conflict. These are the two malefics. the two bad planets who bring about some of the less savory parts of life. Saturn is about long-term challenges and restrictions and restraints, kind of pruning back and cutting down to just focus on the essentials, what is good for longevity. Meanwhile, Mars is impulsive, aggressive, assertive, wants to take action and won't always think. But on this date, the 13th, because Mars is in Taurus, one of the signs that is his fall, he doesn't do very well there. And so I feel like Saturn is gonna win this fight on this day because he is in one of his home signs of Aquarius. So rather than being a struggle between impulse versus longevity, this day it's more of like an annoying little kid in the back of the class, like the troublemaker trying to like get some attention and being like, hey, what about me? Like, I want to do this because it's fun. And Saturn is like the teacher and everyone else in the class who knows that we need structure, we need routine in certain ways so that we can work in a sustainable way towards our goals. Be aware that there is going to be a sense of conflict between the now, what you want in this moment, like immediate gratification, versus working towards your long-term goals. But this isn't an equal fight, if that makes sense. And then on Thursday the 14th, the astrology of this week is quite front-loaded. So there's a lot of potent energy on the first few days of the week, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's just kind of smooth sailing, if you will. But on Thursday the 14th, we have a Sun conjunct Pluto aspect. This is happening in the sign of Capricorn because we are in Capricorn season right now. This aspect is basically the Sun, i.e., the self, ego, vitality, your core sense of who you are, versus the planet of transformation, death, rebirth, this kind of powerful, intense psychic energy. Ego death is quite an obvious signification of this day, but on a perhaps less extreme and less like all or nothing type of way, you may find yourself being more aware of toxic patterns or toxic people in your life. And I'm using the word toxic quite generally here, but generally speaking, on this day, Pluto is kind of bringing awareness to the darker sides of your personality, the shadow side, if you will, that is usually ignored or suppressed. And also, if you feel a desire to change on this day, Pluto is offering some support, like a little pat on the back, if you will, like a voice of encouragement saying, it's okay to say goodbye to this person, it's okay to cut out this habit, whatever you are trying to release. And I know that's such an overgeneralized term, but whatever you don't want to continue in your life, whether that's a person, a habit, a job, whatever, this is a really good day to kind of look within and think about what is helping you in your life to get you to where you want to be, or just generally creating a better, healthier version of you, and what is not, and what can you cut away or say goodbye to, let die, if you will, so that you can work towards your wellness, work towards being the happiest and healthiest version of yourself. So that is all the astrology for this week. It's a little bit all over the place, but generally, this week is gonna help teach us what we want to change, how we can go about making those changes, what do we want to grow, what do we want to put our energy towards so that we can continue to grow and expand in those areas, and what do we need to let go of? What can we release to help ourselves become the best, healthiest, happiest versions of ourselves? All that said, I'm going to draw a card or two from the Believe in Your Own Magic deck to get some advice and words of wisdom for the week ahead. Okay, so two cards jumped out. The first is Mirror, treat your body like the palace it is. And the second one is Homeward, take yourself out on a date. I think that these cards are both so beautiful. I love the like warm, inviting colors in them. So starting out with Mirror, this is card number 4. 4 speaks to stability, security, building a strong foundation, like you think a square foundation of a building. And with the astrology this week, there is a big invitation to create new habits, especially with the new moon in Capricorn. Create new habits, create new routines and rituals to take care of yourself. And this card is reminding you to treat your body like the palace it is. Maybe this week you start a new fitness goal or a new health goal, or just allowing yourself to rest a bit more. Sorry, my video got cut off, so I hope I didn't move in the frame too much. But as I was saying, this Mirror card is really just reminding us to take care of ourselves in whatever way that looks like for you. Whether that means getting enough rest, getting enough healthy food, drinking enough water, making sure you're moving your body, connecting with friends, with loved ones, any other form of self-care, whatever that looks like for you in your body in this season of your life. And as I mentioned, the number 4 speaks to stability and security and reliability in your life. So this week, as you go about self-care, make sure you are performing self-care in a way that helps you in other realms of your life. For example, making sure you get enough sleep so that you can show up for your job, so that you can show up for the people in your life. Making sure you take enough alone time so that you're not drained as you go about social interactions. Making sure that you're eating enough to power yourself through your workout, etc. And overall, this card is just reminding you to look in the mirror or look within to see what you really need instead of just following a prescribed, this is how I should be acting, this is how I should be practicing self-care. Look in the mirror, look within to see what you really need to do to take care of yourself this week. And then we move to our next card, which is Homeward, Take Yourself Out on a Date. And I think the title of this one is really interesting and ties into our other card perfectly because the home is a place, or at least in theory, is a place of security, stability, a place that you can go back to and retreat to. The 4th house in astrology is related to home. In numerology, the 4 is like your foundation, your home, your secure, stable space. And above all, this card speaks to self-care in a slightly different way than the other one. This one is more reflecting and then doing what you need to do to feel best in that moment. Sometimes dates look like staying in and watching a movie. Other times it's a hike at a new spot. Sometimes it's trying a new restaurant, again, in a COVID-safe way. Whatever it is this week, take some time to be with yourself, to nurture yourself, and do something that creates a lot of joy around solitude. Solitude can be a very scary thing, and the astrology of this week is really encouraging change and trying new things and growing. But this card is reminding you that if you just need a night to stay in and watch a movie and stay within your comfort zone, that's totally okay too. Take yourself out on a date in the way that you want to be taken out on a date, creating an experience that you enjoy, not one that, again, feels prescribed or like I have to do a date in this way, I have to do self-care in this way. These 2 cards are really speaking to just kind of looking within and seeing what you need this week. Taking care of your basic needs, but then also having a little bit of fun, a little bit of creativity, spontaneity, all of that. So that is all for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and comment. Let me know what you think about the astrology of this week. Subscribe if you aren't already, and then I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!